the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud
and David Lauer.
And this is the season 29 Premature Pre-show. We are just now seeing the cast popping up, and from what I can tell, we're missing at least 3 other players at this point. But for some reason, Dave does not want to wait. He thinks this is the best time to strike. And,
absolutely. The season has started. They're filming. The show's going on right now. And,
yeah.
I mean, you can go out there and find some spoilers, I'm sure. But, like, I had that happen to me last year, and I'm not going to let it happen to me this year. I'm like, we know what we know of the cast.
You're
and
so
it's
full
cool.
of shit. You already know. Let's just break this right now because this is how you introduced it to my life. Like, hey, oh, by the way, I know who's out first. I'm like, really? I don't want to know. He's like, can I tell you something? I'm like, no. It's like the first person is like this, blank, beep. You know what I mean? That's what I wanted to hear when he said it. But instead, the first episode is colored.
Well, I didn't tell you who got sent home.
No, you didn't. But
I
he gave
some strong
details.
Hints. Yes.
Yeah, some hints. Some damning hints, God damn it.
I'm not going to see any more spoilers. I'm cutting myself off. I'm deleting my favorites from my, my browser.
You have to stay off of Twitter, don't you? You know you have to. Because
last season, Bananas, the entire season, he was just like posting pictures of himself on a nice exotic beach. Just like, it looks like you're on vacation, like you made some money. And that's what I was thinking the entire season. And it was true. Let's
get on to this list. I mean, this is very much the birth child of Dave and his whims. Because I'm like, let's just wait. Let's just get the full info right now. But he's like, no, man. Like, how often do we hang out? You know, like, when was the last time we hung out and recorded?
Probably like a month ago.
Exactly. So, like, let's do it now. We're going to throw down all the people that's been confirmed for us. And then, when more pop up, I'll throw down another podcast, either solo style or with Dave again. So here we go.
We're going to go with that narrative. Like, this podcast is completely my idea. It's not Vince's. Vince didn't want to do it. He wanted to wait. Yeah. But I was like, no. The people need to hear our voice.
I wanted to wait. I was like, because it kind of hurts, Dave. And you're like, no, first time hurts, babe. But, the more you do it, the more it feels good, baby. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know, but it hurts now.
It's an acquired taste to learn to love it, Vince. Premature, it's the way to go. Let's just run through the cast and talk about the people that we know are going to be on the show. And there's probably going to be a few, like you said, that we don't know who's on it completely. But season 29, the challenge, let's go beat by beat and see if everyone is there and kind of give our opinions on it. And we're also going to mention some of the people who aren't on this season, at least that we know of. And if we're happy that they're not here, or if we're happy that they...
Yeah, that's like a funny and sad in memoriam on the Oscars, they show like, the actors and producers and writers and shit that have died this year, and some people get clapped for more than the other people. It's very sad. You know what I mean?
It's weird because there's like a favoritism, like, we're more sad that this person is not here than the other people. Yeah, and it's that way this year because there's certain people who aren't on the list. And I'm a little upset. And then there's certain people that aren't there that maybe you would think that I would be, you'd think I'd want them there, but I really don't. I'm glad they're gone.
So it's going to be like the reverse Oscars. If you really are sad that they're gone, you're not going to clap at all. But if you're fucking happy, like they're like, and challengers that are not going to be featured in the season, and it's like sad music, and then in slow motion, Leroy turns and smiles at the camera, and I'm just like, yeah,
Leroy. Leroy's been bummed. You said last year, you're like, maybe it's time for him to retire. He's got the back injury.
Yeah,
he's not back.
Long overdue. It's finally happened.
You're happy about this. I'm a little bummed because I like Leroy, but at the same time, spoiler, Bananas is here, and Leroy does vote with him, so I'm kind of a little glad that Leroy's not going to be there because he would probably just fall in line with Bananas.
Alright, but, I mean, a little spoiler, but not even. There is someone that has come back from the depths of retirement and is totally Bananas' sidekick, if not, comrade.
Yeah.
What would you call it slightly more than you? Your superior.
Yeah. Part of his Evan Kenny Johnny Derek alliance.
Yeah, the JEK. The D is silent in the JEK.
It's weird that it's called JEK, and that's like the acronym for it.
Yeah,
yeah, because like Derek was always there, and he was always a part of it. And Derek was one of those vets who would always vote in line with Bananas.
Yep.
And I love Derek, and I don't like Bananas, but I love Derek, and it's exciting that he's back. I'm so freaking stoked. The fact that like, he might be working with Bananas. That's got me on the edge of my seat. I want to see what happens.
The only thing that means is that they will, if everything goes as planned for them, they're going to face each other in a final. Wouldn't that be something to see?
Yeah.
That's awesome. You know, that's like, hey, guaranteed it's going to be a title fight. You know what I mean? That's like John Cena after he beat The Rock. He's like, I'm going to fight him again next year and shit like that. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, wow, take the drama out of the whole fucking season and year, right?
But it might not go down that way. They might not both make it to the final.
All right.
Because Derek, maybe he wants to bust out on his own, and he might go with Bananas part of the way, but then...
God, I do not see that at all. Are you serious about that projection?
Or I could see Bananas. You just like I could see Bananas fucking him over. I could see that too.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I want to disagree with you on that. I feel like Bananas knows his superiors when he meets them. He didn't try and screw over Kenny. Maybe he suggested, like, hey, Kenny, why don't you go in? Because I already went in. And Kenny's like, no. He's like, all right.
That's true.
I'll go get stuff bar. Son of a bitch. One day I'm going to be a bigger champion than you. Bigger star. Yeah.
That's true. Bananas is very confident himself in a final. And he should be, because he's money in a final. So why would he would take anyone to a final. Whether it's Kenny...
Well, I mean, those were his teammates.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it was Kenny or Evan or even CT. Like, he doesn't like CT and he doesn't want to go into the final, but he's okay with it. Like he's taking him to the end.
What it really sounds to me, when it's all boiled down, Bananas is the first person on this roster this season. Let's just give it away right now. Let's just start it right now, okay?
Yep. Let's do it.
Bananas the first guy here. At this time when we're making this podcast, there's 13 confirmed males and 12 confirmed females. So obviously we're either waiting for one more female to show up, or perhaps it's going to be we're waiting for 14 total. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe 2 females and another male.
Yeah, and that would be a free agents too. Because that's what it was last time. It was like 7 guys. 7 girls or whatever.
But we don't know what the theme is. We know it's being filmed in Asia.
14 guys. 14
so,
girls.
like, it could be free agents too. Maybe it's dual 3.
I think, yeah, exactly. So right now is Johnny Bananas Devenanzio, I think his last name is.
Sure. I'll accept that pronunciation because that's the correct one.
We have to open up with him because he is the Conor McGregor of the fucking sport. You know, like he carries a lot of numbers. He's a headliner. He fucking wins. You know, like
he destroyed Sarah in the final last year, even though it was his partner.
Financially destroyed her, emotionally destroyed her.
It's weird that you can go into
psychologically destroyed her, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it's weird that you go into a final and you can somehow beat your partner, but that's what he did. It was Rivals 3.
Yeah,
took all her money, left her in the dust.
Johnny Bananas has experienced so many wins in his career, and Sarah experiences her second winning a challenge, that euphoria, and to have that taken out from under her.
It's still weird
with the
to
money.
say that she won, because technically she was part of the winning team.
Well, but no, I mean, no. What I'm saying is, like,
she did well the entire season. She won technically the sporting aspect of it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying, like, Johnny Bananas knows how to win so many times, and the euphoria of saying, like, I beat everyone this season. But he's willing to say, hey, you know what? I'm also going to take away a huge part of winning, and that's the money. And you're going to try and say, like, oh, hey, you won, but I'll take the money. It's not, you say it's not about the money. I'll take the money. You take the W. You know, it's fine.
Yeah, you're all about winning. That's what Bananas would say to Sarah. You're all about winning. Yeah. So you got your win, and I got my money.
Yeah, and that was his 6th win overall. That is a record-breaking amount.
Puts him into Kobe Bryant territory.
Yes.
6 championships.
In terms of the challenge, though, I mean, he's 2 above Darrell, who has won 4. You know? So, he's back. Remember when he did, before he took away the money from Sarah, he was like, I don't know how many challenges I have left, you know? And it was sort of a semi-retirement speech. And I remember sitting there, I'm shaking my head. I'm like, no, you've never suggested once in your career that you're willing to walk away from this show. When you were not on Fresh Meat 2 at the time, like that was the first season I watched, he wasn't on there, right? Mm-hmm. And he's been on ever since. You know, and when he wasn't on Battle of the Seasons 2012 with Frank and all that shit, you know, you liked it. You were like, oh my god, these people are having a chance.
Yeah, it was nice.
He was bitching the whole time on Twitter. He's like, oh, god damn it, you know, I just win too much and people don't want me on there. They're sick of me or what, you know, like saying shit like that. I am totally in agreement where I'm like, I don't want to see you anymore, dude. Like, I mean, I know you win. You are an amazing athlete. You know, you've got the political game down and all this shit. But you just won. You know, I want to see someone else pop up.
Not only did he win, he won double than he should have.
Yeah.
Can't you take a season off? Just, you know, count your dollar bills. Let somebody else get a chance at the money this time.
Are you surprised that he's in this one? Yes.
I thought that he wouldn't, and I thought that maybe production would be like, yeah, take the year off. We're okay with it to try and build different stars. But ultimately, it comes down to one thing. If Bananas wants to do it, and he wanted to do it, and there's no way MTV could say no. They're like, all right, he's such a big star. If he wants to do it, we're going to let him on.
The other thing, we made an episode called Biggest Episode of the Season, and we discussed the viewership or whatever in the Nielsen ratings and stuff, and we included the past 2 seasons, Battle of the Bloodlines and Rivals 3, as like, they're really low. They never broke 1 million views. So, I want to say, and remember, those 2 were released really close to each other. Like, there was only like a couple months between them. Remember that?
Yep.
So we were like, holy shit, we're getting bum rush with just tons and tons of material just to save the show. They're like, holy shit, we'll hit him with Bloodlines, and if that doesn't work because we have a bunch of ugly cousins and relatives instead, we're going to punch him with our go-to Rivals theme, you know? But even then, they couldn't reach 1 million hits. So right now, I feel like this is the goddamn swan song, like, what do you call it? Hit for the...
Swing for the fences.
Swing for the fences. Yep. This is the fucking moment. Because I feel like it's either a Free Agents 2, which I think is wrong, but hopefully it could be a Duel 3.
Which you'd be more in favor of.
Duel.
Yeah, for sure. Well, they could do a Free Agents, but they would have to completely restructure the eliminations and the death card and the random draw.
Because we just redid the randomness, right?
Yeah, we just did that with Rivals
3. The lottery, yeah.
And Bananas coming back, like, it's not that big of a surprise because he's Bananas, and if he wants to do it, he's going to do it, and they're going to let him. I don't know that, like, even though the ratings have been down, I don't, like, they might have been worse without Bananas, honestly, because he pulls in a lot of people on Twitter and social media. I don't feel like he's adding anything to the show other than the fact that he's really popular. But in the show itself, he might hinder it because he's so good at it that he ends up hurting so many other teams' chances, and he hurts other people developing and becoming stars on the show. We've
mentioned that before in previous podcasts, and we've also mentioned in that same Biggest Episode of the Season podcast where those peak episodes where it never got any higher and then after that it just dipped, those were episodes where in the balanced, hinged Bananas being in the house or not.
Yeah. Because people wanted to see him go.
Yeah, so now we have him here again, and that's, I mean, hey, it's whatever. I don't care.
I think maybe he just has a lot of followers on Twitter that don't necessarily tune in every week, but then when they hear that, oh, you know, he might get kicked out and he's in, you know, there's stuff going on in the show with him, people do tune in for that.
Yeah.
So he is a draw, in some ways.
Yeah, and he makes podcasters talk about him endlessly.
Oh, he was on the Bill Simmons podcast. And I love Bill Simmons. I love listening to Bill Simmons talk about football and basketball and baseball.
Yeah.
But when he talks about the challenge, he calls it, America's fifth sport, which is a great honor towards the challenge.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But
it really
Bill Simmons does not know anything about the challenge. He pretends like I know he's a fan. He likes to watch it, but he does not watch enough of it to be considered intellectual and to value his opinion. Because he had Bananas on his podcast. And he was just bowing down to him, completely in love with Bananas, and he really didn't seem to understand a lot of the nuances that go into the show.
He was totally pulling what I call a TJBJ, where like, take your fucking balls out of your mouth there, dude, and be objective about this shit, because TJ hangs out with the cast. In fact, his friend is Sarah's husband.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And he let Bananas take her money?
Holy
Come on,
shit.
TJ.
Oh my god.
TJ, how can you allow that?
He was too high off of that fucking Argentinian weed, right?
Yep. All TJ does, he just follows orders. That's what he does. He listens to MTV's producers and he'll follow orders. Sir, yes, sir. Destroy Sarah. Take all her financial bestowings, and we'll just give him the Bananas, and we'll make sure he's ahead in points, and then we'll just arbitrarily stop giving out points for different stuff they do, and then we'll just say he won.
Do you think that Sarah is now remembered as being just like the victim of Bananas?
She's like the goat? Is that
the goat?
Yeah, she
greatest
was
of all time.
Well, like the scapegoat
Yeah,
something.
Like scapegoat. There you go.
In the traditional sense of a scapegoat, it's not completely correct, but in the way that she was made the fool, basically.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And she was kind of just used. She was
that
used and thrown away, and she's a great competitor. She's always been great on this show. She really has. You can't overlook the fact that she's one of the strongest female competitors that there is.
Yeah, she doesn't deserve to be compared to, like when you think of Roman Polanski, that he is a rapist that now lives in Europe, allegedly, but the victim doesn't even have an identity outside of that. And the same way that Monica Lewinsky is forever the one with a stained coat after her stained dress. Yeah, stained dress.
Both stained. Multiple occurrences.
Yeah, he's like, cover up, Monica. It's cold outside.
Where's my cigar?
Yeah. Wow, horrible impressions. This early in the podcast. It's only... Oh my god, it's been 20 minutes, man.
Okay,
we gotta... Alright, moving on from Bananas. Moving on from Johnny Bananas. We have Cara Maria.
Winner of Battle of the Bloodlines.
Yeah.
Her and Jamie, her cousin.
Yeah, last time we saw her, she finally got that win. She's... she had the official, stamp of approval. We always thought that she was... Well, no, actually, we want to retract from that. I was going to say, we always knew that she was a champion. You said that when you were rewatching some of the seasons on Hulu, you noticed that she had some struggling seasons.
Yeah, I always looked... I think I saw some of... When I watched the seasons, I didn't watch them, chronologically. I started watching Cara Maria, and she was with Abram on Battle of the Exes 1. And I looked at her in a favorable light. I'm like, oh, she's really likable. She's with Abe. But then rewatching
She's arm candy, and that's good enough.
Yeah, rewatching it, it's like Abe was a great competitor. Cara Maria was not that good. Going back and watching Fresh Meat 2, she got eliminated. Her and Daryl were partners. Darrell. She had no cardio. She couldn't keep up. In a lot of the seasons, she was not very good. Now, she did start to do some awesome stuff. And that was in, Free Agents. When it was her versus Laurel. She ended up with a broken hand, so Bananas was an asshole and sent her in with a freaking broken wing.
Yeah.
What a dick.
Yeah, that's right.
And Cara Maria, she did great in that season. And then, but there was what was the season with her in Cook?
That was Rivals 2.
Rivals 2. She was not good in that season at all. Cook carried that team.
Yeah, and she was the rookie, and Cara Maria was the vet of that partnership.
Yeah.
And that was not very good for her. No.
So Cara's had a lot of ups and downs, but the reason I like her is the fact that she's always tried to improve herself. She's always tried to get better. Yeah. She's gotten better endurance and running. She's started doing CrossFit and is way more stronger and more athletic. And when you watch her go against like Nia in Free Agents, she sends her home.
That's right.
When it's like the tug of war on the rope and they got the harness on, she just has more endurance and more fight in her.
Yeah, it's cutting
stuff like that.
Shoulder.
Yeah, that really made me start to like Cara Maria. And then with her winning on Bloodlines, I loved it because it was great because I've really been rooting for her because she always tries to get better.
Yeah, Free Agents and Battle of the Bloodlines were her last 2 seasons, and those were great turnouts for her. Like she just proved herself in like both in missions and eliminations.
But how likable was Cara Maria during Battle of the Bloodlines with the whole Thomas and Abram situation?
That was the thing, like it was very TMZ all of a sudden, where they're like, "Oh my God, how could you fucking betray Abram?" And she's like,
who got all that? It was all Johnny Bananas. He was on the bus and he grabbed the GoPro and he turned it on because he saw something funny going on between Cara Maria and Thomas. There was a massage of some sort. Like a hand job to me, obviously, like from the footage, but it was just a massage.
Alleged HJ,
and Bananas got it on camera, and from there, then Abram comes back with his brother Mike or cousin or something.
Yeah, his brother Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't even look alike, but apparently they're brothers. And Abe does a pretty good job in the missions.
We're not here to talk about Abram. The thing is, this is what I was going to say. Abram, oh shit, there we go. Cara Maria's appearance in Battle of the Bloodlines was overshadowed by Abram. Not only did we like him and his crazy ass, but she was like fucking cheating on him. So we were just like, boo, Cara. Even though she ends up going beyond her own boyfriend Abram, and her cousin they win plenty of missions eventually.
Was very good.
Win eliminations.
Kellyanne?
Yeah. No.
Didn't?
They sent home. No, this is who they sent home. They sent home Abram and the brother Mike. That's who they sent home.
Wow, they sent home Mike, and then because of the stupid gimmick of the season where, your bloodline gets sent home, you get sent home.
And then they sent home Johnny Bananas and his cousin Vince.
Yes, they beat him in a puzzle.
And then Cara Maria single-handedly destroyed Anissa and sent Anissa and her cousin Rihanna home. So, and then they go on to win the whole entire thing. They win the final. That's fucking
because
cool.
They had a guy-girl team instead of a girl and a guy team, right? Based on the goofiness of that final and the weights of the bags.
There was
some shenanigans in that final. I didn't care for it.
So Cara Maria wins, and then the next season follows it is Rivals 3. And I personally thought it should have been Cara Maria and Johnny Bananas as a team, right?
That would have been a perfect match.
They have a huge rivalry going back several seasons, not just one
back to the Rivals season. Oh, for sure.
And either that or
Cara Maria
the true one, Bananas and Evelyn. That should be the truer Rivals 3 couple.
That would be great, yeah. And what about Wes and Cara Maria with the soda on their head? Yeah, Wes has always said, Cara Maria, you're such a fake person. And we've heard that from multiple people, that she's super fake, and they don't like her Bananas. He even says that. It's just like, it's one person that I can't stand. It's how Cara Maria acts. With her fake hair and her fake pirate swagger.
It's real pirate hair, though. I mean, it's her hair, right? Yeah,
I suppose, with some extensions in it. But
Well,
but Cara Maria's back, so are we excited that she's back? I'm
I
excited
can't tell from our conversations. I have no idea if we're excited about it.
Our liking of Cara Maria has been up and down over the years, needless to say. She won the last time she was here. She did the same thing as Sarah. She took a year off, and then she came back. Right. And it worked well for Sarah till the very end.
Exciting to see her back.
I'm excited just because she's a big name. Like, she's a headliner for the girls. For sure. And I expect her to be there most of the season because in any kind of elimination, I think she's super strong. And I think she'd be tough to get her out of the house.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
It just depends on if we don't know the structure of the season, if there's a partner, if her partner's going to be good or bad. Anything can play into it. But I'm glad she's there. I've liked her a lot more in the past. Right now, I'm kind of this wishy-washy on her. But
she's improved physically, but yet you don't like her personally.
Yeah. And the thing is that goes for almost the majority of chicks. Whether it's Nani or Camilla or like any of the like the mainstay girls on the show. Yeah. And it's the same with the guys too. It's just eventually you're just like, okay, I'm glad that you're back because I know you, but you have disappointed me and irked me in some way in the past.
Right. I mean, this is the show, the challenge, where it's full of assholes. They cast assholes. It's supposed to be sensational, you know?
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the next contender in this thing, and this is a huge return. Darrell Taylor. Darrell was the original 4 championship winning person where it was like unheard of, you know?
And those were
that broke the record. Like everyone else, they would get 3 wins. Darrell, he had 4 wins, and you were just like, holy shit, man, this guy's fucking unstoppable. But now, you know, Bananas has his 6 wins. But this guy has never been beaten in a final. He's never lost. No, shit, he has lost an elimination.
With Cara Maria as his partner.
With Cara Maria, that's right.
But that wasn't his fault. He was slowed down by yelling at her, come on, let's go.
Yeah, that's true. Shit. Alright, but
Darrell's awesome. He's been around forever.
He's a boxer. He once had the Golden Gloves. The guy can fucking give out a good confessional. He can fucking throw out a couple good lines every now and again, I feel like. He's never really in the camera too much. He never really has a storyline necessarily.
But when stuff comes towards him, he doesn't back down.
Yeah.
And he'll take it, you know, he'll swing with the punches. And Wes isn't here this year. We'll say that. So, like, Wes and Darrell have had a storied rivalry in the past. But he's not here.
Right.
So now it's just Darrell, which is, I think, is good because it just gives him freedom to kind of have a new story this year. It doesn't have to be like him throwing in Wes or Wes throwing in him.
Right.
So that kind of works. And I'm glad that he's back because he's a classic guy. Like, fans of the challenge who have watched back in years past, we all know Darrell. And he's really good as a competitor. He's a little up and down with entertainment value because some seasons he's had a role to play, and when he's just taking a backseat, he gladly takes that role. Like, he doesn't care. He's not gonna like do crazy shit to get on camera.
No.
He's real, and he'll be himself.
Oh yeah.
I mean, also we can say that Darrell, from what I've heard, he's in really good shape. And like, he is a lot older. Like, he's older than Bananas. Bananas is what, 34? I think Darrell's probably. He's up ballparking it. Maybe he's 37 or 38. I have no idea.
I think he was 30 during Fresh Meat 2. And that's why he was saying, like, dude, after this, I gotta retire. You know, I'm 30, man. You know, and I got a kid on the way. And he was saying all this shit.
Fresh Meat 2 was only like 2009 or 2010, right?
Alright, so how old is he now?
So 6 years later, it'd be 36. Bananas is 34. That's not that much older.
Alright, yeah. I mean, fucking Mark Long was 40 and Battle of the Exes 1. So,
and it was awesome that season.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so, but the significance, or the little hint that Darrell is back, he has said so many times, I will not come back unless it's a duel. Now, I'm kind of thinking it's a Fresh Meat.
True?
Yeah, he said that so many fucking times. And I was like, well, it's probably a free agents too because there's so many fucking people here. There's 13 males confirmed. However, I feel like it could be 14 because like there's only 12 females left, and maybe they're missing 2, and the males are missing 1 more or whatever.
But it could be an even number or an odd number, couldn't it?
Well, the thing is, I mean, like, do you consider free agents the same as a duel? I did not because it was a random drawing. Remember?
Yeah, there was a structure of it. In the duel, you picked a partner of the opposite sex to save the other from save someone else.
Right.
So you had like the team who won the mission, they win, then they pick a team, then they pick a team, and you have to pick a team of the opposite gender. Right. And then it trickles down to the end where you have the people who are less popular in the house, and they get sent in.
Yeah. Free agents is totally different from the duel because the duel is like you play for yourself. In free agents, it was like big teams, couple, single, smaller teams, but still a team.
Every mission was different. Whether you were on a big team, they would split them into 2. Sometimes you had partners and they'd randomly draw them. And then once you go into and sometimes towards the end of the season, they're just like, well, I'd rather go into the draw than to not be in the draw and possibly get voted in. So then you had people like Leroy just trying to tank it. You know, when they're wrapped in saran wrap and trying to roll over that obstacle course. There's like 3 guys who are just like, no, I'd rather just go in.
Yeah.
And Zach wins it. He's freaking out. He's like, cut me out of this. Cut me out of this. No. No, TJ, you don't understand. I'm freaking out.
Yeah, TJ's like, chill, dude. Chill. Smoke this
You don't know what it's like.
Yeah, you know what it's like, man. Do you even lift, bro? Okay, yeah. That's probably how Zach
TJ? No. No chance.
No chance.
Not like Zach does.
Alright, well, anyways, what I was getting at is that on top of that, remember the best part of free agents? Was the fact that Jordan, once Bananas was in elimination for sure, Jordan flipped every single one, so he's like, I'm going to go against you.
Yep.
That is what the duel is every episode. Someone who is not elected, not nominated to be saved, they call out someone. And it's just like, oh shit. That is every episode of the duel. So I really hope that this is not a free agents, but I hope that it is indeed a duel 3. Because that's what Darrell, he kept on saying, I will come back no matter what.
I would love to see
but just duel. Make sure it's a duel.
But I will say, I remember Duel 1 being a lot better than Duel 2.
For sure, yeah.
Why was that? Explain that to me.
Duel 2 was guy and girl pairings the majority of the time. I want to say like 75% of the time. It was guy and girl pairings. Other than that, it was cool. But, again, the final... It was very free agents like, where you had to pair up with a girl.
You get paired up with Anissa, you're screwed.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. That's why Mark lost it. Spoiler alert.
Paired up with Rachel, you're good to go.
Yep.
Paired up with Brittany, middle of the road.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe Brittany even got to the final. Jesus Christ!
What are you talking about? She kept on winning with Landon, although she was with Landon. But still, it takes 2 to tango, right?
Yeah. She was not weak, but she was not good. But
well, yeah, but she went in again. Dude, you got to rewatch the dude too, clearly, because like she also went in a bunch of eliminations too and came back.
She did, but I think they were against weaker opponents.
What do you need to confirm the fact that she was a rookie, won a bunch of missions, won a bunch of Jesus Christ, we're getting so off.
But
topic.
I just felt like there was stronger women that didn't make it.
All right. Well, either way, so.
I never consider her a contender in a final, but whatever.
Well, she got there, all right? And
she lost.
That's what happens with a duel. You have to fight your way there. And when it comes to a free agents thing, you and Rivals 3, it's all luck. Someone has a horseshoe up their ass. Someone just
if you're Devin, you get to the final, or in free agents, if you're Johnny Riley, you don't get sent in.
Oh my God. In Free Agents 1, Devin went straight to the final. Who was the guy who teamed up with Cheyenne who went to the final?
Devin. Yes, 2 different Devins. A black chick and a white dude, both named Devin, made it to finals.
Yeah,
so they didn't get sent in. I love Devin, like the Devin that's lovable.
Hey, I like Devin. Which Devin are you talking about, Dave?
The same one you are, of course.
I'm talking about the...
The one with 5 wigs? Because I'm not talking about that one.
Do not call Devin a wigger. Are you kidding me? Are we talking about the
He's
same
a
Devin?
broski.
He's a what? She?
He. I saw enough I needed to see from Devin in Battle of the Seasons, right? When she made a return of free agents, I never once for a second thought that she would win. She was kind of just...
Yeah, but she's made money, and she got to the final every single time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. She's not on
And then
here.
she
Why are we talking about this?
She's not there. Devin's not there.
We're so off topic. Okay.
But that's what happens in free agents. You get crappy players who don't deserve to be there in the final, but a duel is better because you get good players in the final.
Darrell said, I'll only go in for a duel. This better be a duel 3. Right? Okay, so next we have Camilla. I don't feel like she carries the same heat as she used to. She's not a big, she doesn't have all the fans. I don't know. I just feel like she's just bent on this declining slope over the years. She really has.
She has been on a decline.
Maybe she gets a little further than the previous season, but then she still is eliminated. She's still... Politically, she's still bad because she goes on these Camillinator moments.
Yeah, that hurts her a lot, where she gets super drunk, she acts crazy, and people in the house don't like her because of it. But you can still defend Camilla by saying that she was great on free agents, her and Bananas, and she had Bananas as a partner.
You're talking Battle of the X's.
Battle of the X's 1. Yes, I'm sorry. I said free agents. Battle of the X's 1, Camilla was awesome. Camilla has been really good in a lot of seasons. But recently, over the last 4 years, she's had a lot of bad luck in her favor. She's had crappy partners. She's gotten sent home with Tony. She's had her cousin Larissa, who got the door shut on her, slammed on her.
She's also had relatives pass away while she's filming.
Her father in free agents. Which, honestly, in free agents, I don't understand how her father dying really affected her. It seemed like she just lost fair and square.
Okay.
Right? I don't know. Because I've heard that, her dad died affected her. And I was like, well... But she still just lost fair and square. It wasn't like it affected her Camillinator style, made her go nuts, and then get voted out. She lost fair and square.
Alright.
Yeah. But Camilla, she's had up and down moments, but she's definitely been on the decline over recent years.
The reason why Camilla remains in the conversation in terms of hey, she has a chance is because she did win Battle of the X's 1. And that's it.
But in Rivals 2, her and Jimmy were awesome. They were really great that entire season. They came up short because they couldn't figure out puzzles because Jimmy and Camilla, both of them were kind of stupid. So,
Well, I'm just saying, she was on Rivals 3, was she not?
Yep.
And she got kicked out because she was being a nuisance in the house. How are we supposed to ever expect anything different? That's how she is.
I wouldn't expect anything different. I think it's crazy that in Rivals 3 that they eliminated her and Tony fighting with each other. That was completely stupid. Tony never put his hands on her. All they were doing, they were drunk and getting in screaming matches.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the producers were trying to do. They take them to the bar. They get these people loaded and drunk. They never got physical with each other. They were just screaming at each other. And then they sent her home because of it. Yeah, I don't think you can hold that against her. I really feel like we were kind of shortchanged with her and Tony. For both of them. Because I really would have liked to seen what they could have done and where their story could have gone. Because I don't think they would have won. They probably would have gotten eliminated. But I would have liked to seen those next couple episodes.
Instead of getting kicked out.
Yeah, for an arbitrary reason of just, you're yelling at her too much.
Yeah,
we told you not to yell.
Yeah, you guys are cutting too many promos for us that we gotta kick you out.
Exactly.
Because
there's
they
too
would
much
always
material to edit down.
Yeah. Okay, so next, Tony, her fucking partner. Tony's back. No surprise at all. We've said that production loves Tony. They think that he's the new star.
Him to the moon.
And he is
in
entertaining, right?
His first year on Bloodlines. Then he gets eliminated with Camilla because of the screaming match they had when they're drunk.
So both sensational exits. Never an elimination loss.
Yeah. So he's undefeated in eliminations, but he's never been in an elimination.
Yeah, that's
honestly, and in the missions we saw of him, there's nothing too spectacular either. So he's all charisma. He's all attitude. Tony is a player. He loves to bang
He's
hot
constantly
chicks.
tagging ass, man.
Hell yeah. He's got a couple kids. Probably got a couple on the way. That's what he does.
That's right. Yeah.
He's a Rolling Stone. Possibly a Rolling Stone. Tony was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah. And that's all you have to say. That's all. In terms of the performance. All right. We already said Bananas is here, right? He wins all the time. When Tony comes around, do I think Tony's going to challenge Bananas? Tony's not that serious.
I don't feel like
he's there for play.
Yeah, he's there to put on entertaining shows. I mean, how many episodes into the season before he bangs one of the Are You the One chicks? Or one of the new Real World chicks? I say 3 episodes tops and he's banging somebody, right?
Yeah.
And that's why he's there, because he's the player guy.
Yeah, I mean, just like how Jasmine is cast, not because of her fucking physicality, but because she punches mirrors. Yeah, she gets in fights. She punches Tyree. She's sassy. That is why Tony is cast on this show. He's just there for arm candy. What's that equivalent to? Arm candy.
Arm candy, exactly.
All right, so next, someone who is beyond arm candy, and I don't even know if she is arm candy to begin with, Ashley. Ashley Mitchell.
Ooh.
From Rivals 3, she was the partner of Corey.
Yep. And
Tony and her actually hooked up that season.
Who did?
Ashley and Tony, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Broke little Jamie's heart.
Yeah.
But
James.
Ashley was the breakout star.
Yeah. That was only her first season. And
yeah.
At the beginning of the season, we were both a little reluctant to like her, but, like...
Yeah, I remember that.
She grew on us. Like,
yes.
Ashley was amazing. Like, she was great. She was made for this challenge. And I was hoping that she would be good in the missions and eliminations, and she was in the missions. The elimination, it was a bit of a disappointment. She got sent home.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But it was a weird, it was just a grip contest. Who could hold on the longest? As
against Christina.
Yeah, which is arguably one of the weakest teams. But I almost want to chalk it up to just being a strange elimination where even Corey couldn't do it, and Corey's build. But that season on Rivals 3, Ashley was awesome. She was super entertaining.
She could do it all. It felt like we always needed her here in the show.
Yeah.
She just fit right in, and it was awesome. So now she's back, and if we assume this is a single, one for all for one sort of thing, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is fucking awesome, because I feel like she'll also call people out if she can.
Yep.
If it's a duel, for fuck's sake, not a free agents. Well, all right, so anything else we have to say about Ashley?
Well, I mean, we like Ashley a lot. This is only her second season.
Yeah.
How long before she starts to get jaded and we get annoyed at her antics? Because Camilla, I feel like she was very likable at first, but then would get so crazy and stupid drunk that we got fucking angry at her because we would see the same stupid stuff.
This is different. I feel like she is way more in control. She's way more calculated, more aware. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a perfect product of what the show needs. And if this show's on its bottom legs, perfect casting decision. Put Ashley back in there. She knew what she was fucking doing.
Yeah.
That is a built-in star right there. Thank God we have her here and not on Survivor, not on Big Brother. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So let's go to the confirmed next male, and that is Derek Kaczynski. The fucking Pitbull, dude. This is the guy who started the idea of just coming back every season. Never stopping. Just coming back every single time. Because, he started off, he did every single season, never wanted to take one off, and then he finally won on his, 6th or 7th season. And then after that, he would continue to just keep coming back, and he would win 2 more times. Mm-hmm. This guy... And... he also is a true foundation of the JEK Alliance. The Silent D. Derek Kaczynski. The silent partner. You know what I mean? Because the JEK, known as Johnny, Evan, and Kenny, they were loud and brash and clearly assholes. Derek would pretend to be one of the good guys even though he's supporting them 100% of the way.
He's just part of the muscle, you know?
Yeah.
He's there, he's going to win, he's going to do great for the team.
Yes.
But he's not going to be in your face or doing, like, the political stuff.
And if you think about Evan, Kenny, and Johnny, what are they known as? Being in every fucking season. That is born from Derek laying that blueprint, where he just went every single fucking time until he won, and then he would continue to win because he gathered information. Alliances are good, you know what I mean? Like all this shit, and he was always determined every single time. And now he's back. I mean, the last time we saw him was in Cutthroat. He went out in a blaze of, well, not glory. He did lose against Tyler in Cutthroat. Remember that? Remember they had that pull between them? They had to push a pull.
Oh, and, yeah.
You know, Tyler is like this huge hulking...
Not Tyler, but Ty when he did that.
Yeah.
That was
pathetic. Brandon.
So, yeah, that was sad.
He's just like lying there and it's like, oh my god, I
can't breathe.
Yeah.
I forgot.
That's horrible.
But Tyler Duckworth beat Derek.
Yeah, he was worth all the ducks in the world, man. How do you feel about this?
When I heard it, I was super excited. I'm like, holy shit, Derek. I never thought we would see him back on a challenge. It was just like, okay, it's been so many seasons now and we haven't seen him. Wait, there's no way he'll make a comeback. Because, you know, he's said in the past, like, oh, I'm getting married and I'm having a kid. I just want to win some money for that.
I actually assumed he would eventually come back, if anyone. Yeah.
Just for the love of the game?
Like I said, I mean, he was the guy to introduce the fact that he would just come back all the time. That's how much he loved this fucking show.
But it's been so many years and he hasn't done it. Why wasn't it sooner?
People thought he was old in Cutthroat. People thought he was an old man in Inferno 3 when he finally won. You know what I mean? He's right up there with Mark Long, CT, people that just kept on fucking doing this shit way beyond where it's like, dude, you gotta be serious. You gotta grow up.
What was like his first season for Derek?
Battle of the Sexes 2.
Maybe it was the second season. It was the one where they had like, it was almost like coconuts or rocks with trivia written on it.
That was his third season, and that was Gauntlet 2.
Gauntlet 2. Yeah. That Derek, that won me over so much. Like during that elimination round when they would call a question out, and that season he was just like, yeah, I'll go in. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll go in. I'm awesome. And he would go in and he would win and come back. Yeah,
that's the other thing. I mean, Derek, he will step up there in terms of elimination. And when it came to the Gauntlet 2, that was for being the captain. If you were to beat the captain, you are now the captain.
Yeah.
And you get a bigger living quarters and all this shit.
Gauntlet 4, maybe?
The one thing, like, I got excited at first about Derek coming back, and I'm like, awesome. But then I'm like, you know what? Part of the challenge right now is, can you beat Bananas? And Derek and Bananas work with each other. They are part of the JEK, and so now, with Derek in the mix, what we could be looking at is Derek versus Bananas in the final.
Possibly, but
I want to say it's guaranteed. I don't think Bananas is going to challenge him. He's never once broke his alliances with Derek, Kenny, or Evan. Evans broke his alliance with Johnny, but Johnny's never broke his alliance with Evan.
Yeah, and I really don't think that Bananas would want to go against Derek, and I don't think Derek would want to go against Bananas. So they almost have to.
Really?
In elimination, like during the season.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're almost relegated to like, hey, we're gonna be partners. We're gonna go to a final, and we'll battle it out there because I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to get into like a political game like over the season where like, hey, we're on opposite sides. I don't see them going at each other that way.
Hold on, though. But you've already mentioned that you know an elimination spoiler. Can you just say right now, is it single? Is it... What is it?
I saw it was... Well, do I want to say whether it was single or a team? I feel like that's a big spoiler.
I feel like that'll help us overall.
It was a single person, I'll say.
Single person.
It was a single person. Got eliminated. It was not a team. It was a single person.
So, do you think, or do you, if
Free
you know...
Too.
What?
I don't know.
Free agents too?
Maybe. Who knows? Maybe
No,
it's dual. We don't know.
No, Free Agents 2, it was a guy and a girl. And so was the Duel 2, it was a guy and a girl getting eliminated every single time. Because remember, Chet and Jemmy were eliminated in Free Agents 2. Now, if it's one person getting eliminated, I assume it's a duel, but it's going to go back to the whole girl week, guy week, girl week, guy week.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's going to milk a season. That's going to be like a 20-episode season or some shit, right?
That'd be cool.
All right, so now let's get a little feminine here. Jenna's back.
Jenna, yes.
She's undefeated in eliminations. She's gotten to 3 finals.
Defeated in finals.
Well, she DQ'd her first time. She got 3rd place the second time, and then 2nd place the 3rd time.
Yeah, that's a slow incline. She's on the move.
Yeah, she's on the move.
She's been in 3 seasons, and she's made it to 3 finals, which is nuts. And she's never won. She can't eat stuff very well at all. That's her weakness.
Yeah, if this is an individual game, she better not fucking have to eat in a final or anything, because she's not going to be very good at all. No.
In last season with Vince as her partner, that was the ultimate partner you could have, because Vince will fucking mount out anything.
Yeah.
But it still wasn't enough to win a final.
So yeah, she's back. How do we describe her? She is basically a walking cliche of just kind of bimbo.
Yeah, just a bimbo blonde chick. She's super hot.
And she's self-aware, though, that she's a bimbo blonde chick.
Which makes her likable. It makes her very likable, the fact that she is stupid, she says dumb stuff, but she owns it. She's like, yeah, this is just me. She's like, whatever.
Yeah.
And she is, politically, she doesn't even have a political game at all. All she does well in the missions.
Just competes.
Yeah. She just kicks butt. And right after those missions, goes back to the house, and she gets along with everybody. And she's not a big part of drama in the house. No. Which is why I like her. Yeah. She does good missions, doesn't start drama.
Okay, so given her track record, we should assume that she could be in the final with Carmaria, Camilla, or Ashley.
Yeah, I'm liking this.
I mean,
I like all 4 of those girls. Well, I mean, if I was going to rank them, I would say Camilla's probably the worst. Maybe I like Ashley and Jenna first, and Carmaria in there in the top 3.
Yeah. Anything else you have to add about her?
Nope.
Solid work. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't want to take anything away from her.
Hopefully they're on a beach. She wears a bikini or something. That'd be good.
Yeah. They're going to be in Asia. That's the only other spoiler or whatever to the new season. They're going to be in Asia somewhere.
Oh.
Can't you wear a bikini in Asia? Or is she going to contract some sort of infection?
I don't think there's a Zika virus there. I think that's why they went not south, but to the far east. They went so west, they went to the far east.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, man, because they're basically all in California, right?
Yep.
We're like, we're going to go so far west, we end up east. Holy shit, yeah. Next, speaking of Jenna, Zach is back.
Yes, I wanted to say this like a minute ago. And I was like, the interesting part that Jenna's back is that Zach is also back. Ex-lovers.
Right.
But the thing is, they have a history together. Zach, he's so much more than that. Zach is awesome. He's been on Battle of the Seasons. He's been on Free Agents. He's done lots of crazy cool shit.
Rivals 2. I think it comes down to personality when it comes to Dave and I, at least in terms of Zach, where I'm like, I don't like him. I think he's an asshole. I think he's a fucking dick. But you're just like, dude, look beyond that and see what he does in the missions, man. He's great. I'm like, all right, I guess. But
he's a dominating dude because he's super big and he's super strong. He's kind of like CT or Evan. He's built like a fucking superhero. He's ridiculously big.
Yeah.
He has way bigger size than a lot of the other guys in the show. Personality-wise, he's your basic bimbo jock. He's kind of a dick. He's very arrogant, but rightfully so, because he can talk trash because he can back it up for the most part.
Yeah.
Until that finals of Rivals 2. And yeah, like
finals of free agents
or free agents, yeah. Where like he just had no cardio and he could not climb a mountain and he thought he was dying and he's crying on the side of a mountain and Laurel's like, "What the fuck? I am partners with the baby. What is happening?"
So if this is free agents or the duel, either way, Zach has 3 wins, I want to say, and 1 loss, but that was by a DQ. Remember when Zach smashed the window or whatever in Rivals 2 and Trevor didn't? There's no Trevor. I don't know. We keep on saying Trevor. It's not him. That's not the name at all. Fuck. What is it? Either way, though, that's the only way that Zach's ever been eliminated and never gotten to the final. He's only done 3. But yeah, he got to Battle of the Seasons, and with that, he had a great political game. In the missions, he was good. You know, in eliminations, he was in probably the 2 greatest eliminations that season, and he came out the victor. So
he did lose in Battle of the Exes 2 against Jordan.
Oh, right.
In an elimination.
Yeah, that's right.
You can't overlook that.
Yeah, that was his latest. That's right.
I mean, and that was a competition where you thought the stronger person would win, but it ended up coming down to technique.
Yeah.
So, but honestly, I don't feel like there's anyone who wants to go against Zach in elimination because he's bigger, stronger. He's really fast. Like, do you remember him when they're having, was it Free Agents? When they're doing kind of like, remember when Bananas, and when it was CT and Adam versus Banana and Tyler, and they're like running with the balls from one side to the other? Zach, he was part of something like that. It was like
it was Zach and CT, and Zach was faster than CT.
Yeah, Zach is super fast. He's like nobody knows this or nobody wants to say it, but I'm the fastest person here, and he was ridiculously awesome.
Yeah,
but like Zach, he's a great competitor. He's huge and strong, but personality wise, he's very entertaining because if he hates somebody, he goes bonkers on them. Whether it's John A. or Jenna or whoever, like he doesn't care. He goes bonkers on him, and like if it's just the camera getting in his face and he's being all like a pouty brat, like I don't want to be recorded. Get the camera in my face, man. Just go away. I'm just crying. Man. And it's like that's Zach. Like he just does crazy shit, and he's likable. Like it's entertaining.
Let me just say that the damning part of it all, like first of all, I didn't care for him in Battle of the Seasons 1. Because of the way him and the rest of the team treated Sam. Remember that?
Yeah.
I didn't care for it.
I feel like he was taking more of a backseat to Frank. If Frank was being a dick and... well, no, that's just me covering for Zach. He was being a dick there and he wasn't being a good partner, but like that's his way of motivating.
All right.
But if you try to motivate him that way, if Laurel does it in Free Agents, he gets super pissed.
Okay, and then Battle of the Exes 2 came along and he just, like, he was... oh my god, what's the word? Unrelentless? In his pursuit to just fucking rip down John A. That was his ex, and he was such a fucking cold-blooded, like, motherfucker. He was just like,
that was really only for like 2 episodes though. Like the majority of the beginning of the season.
What about the other times where he won and he's like, hey, everyone knows that I make the decision, and like whenever John A was asked something, he would just like, oh, you see how she can't even talk and shit like that. I don't know. But
John A knew her role on the team, and she was not the decision maker.
No.
Zach was.
Well,
that's fine. And some of the other girls were giving her shit, like, oh, is this your choice or his choice?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, it is his choice, but we're a team, and sometimes when you're a team, you listen to one partner, and you just go with what they want.
Well, either way, Zach is back. You're stoked.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I'm not going to deny his power. He has great power, but that free agent's performance is worrisome. But at the same time, I mean, it's happened to others.
I feel like he maybe will learn from it, like Cara Maria did.
Yeah.
And the reason I like that Zach is there is that Bananas is here. We also have Derek. But we have an opposing side. We have Darrell. We have Zach. Who could stand up to Bananas and vote against him, or politically could stay on his own. I don't feel like Zach is necessarily going to fall in line with Bananas because he didn't in Free Agent.
I would disagree. I feel like Zach and Bananas got to the end with each other. I don't feel like that was any kind of coincidence. Like, sure, Zach maybe wasn't like totally voting with Bananas, but he wasn't going directly against him.
There was an episode where he was confronted to like, hey, you're going to vote this way, and Zach was like, no, I'm going to do my own thing. I just remember that. Like, he wasn't going to be bossed around. And I appreciated that. I appreciate that Zach he'll stand up for himself, and he's like, I'm not going to play other people's games.
Zach is a very divisive player between the two of us, especially. But that's fine. That's what makes the world go round, man. We don't have a Matt McMahon or DJ Matty Nice to say, like, I like Bananas, and we both don't like him. You know what I mean? So it's good that I don't like Zach, and it's good that you like Zach. So we'll have something to say. All right, well, let's finish up with talking about the first third of this before we go into the intermission. Zach's kryptonite in terms of the show is his ex, Ashley Kelsey, from you last saw her on Team San Diego.
Ashley? She's back?
Yeah.
Whoa, this is blowing my mind. I didn't know she's coming back.
They won together on
those
Battle
baby
Seasons.
blue shirts.
She didn't really get too much camera time, but when she was on, she was just like, how could you not like her? You know
I just
what
remember
like,
having a huge crush on her. I had no idea she was on the season.
And remember, Zach was like, yeah, she basically broke my heart and served me it for breakfast or whatever.
Bitch. How dare she do that to Zach?
So she's here again.
Oh, this is pretty drama.
Yeah.
Zach has two exes in the house. How many weeks before Tony bangs her?
I mean, well, who
She's
knows?
going to see Zach,
Remember
and then it'll be an
that.
awkward conversation, then she'll try and, I'm going to make him jealous, and she'll give it to him.
Remember, Ashley turned down CJ's advancements in Battle of the Seasons. Where he was like,
but it was CJ.
Yeah.
Like, anybody would turn down CJ.
You like gum? She's like, what? Gum.
You're such a
Well,
thrilling
bubbles.
person, CJ.
So the first and only time we ever saw Ashley was on Team San Diego with Frank, Zach, and Sam. Huge team. Out of the entire team, I think Ashley the least camera time. Because she was just straight up just like, you know, I don't make any waves, I'm just hot, and I'm just like a good person generally, and yeah.
She wasn't going to lower herself to doing ridiculous stuff on camera. Camilla, because screen time.
So are we excited to see her? I mean, the fact that she won is kind of cool. It kind of gets me to tune in. But, like, she didn't really... Yeah, she won.
I was thinking she got eliminated before the final.
No, she won with Zach.
Oh, she was there for the final? I don't even remember her being there.
Zach, Frank, and Sam.
The three of them. I was assuming, like, maybe, like, Nani eliminated her or something. I don't know what happened.
No.
She won.
She won, yeah.
Oh, in the background somewhere.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, she's hot, but, like, it's like having hot wallpaper.
It's nice to look at, but what are you going to do with it?
Yeah, don't lick it because it's not. It won't taste like schnozberries. Well, in terms of her against Jenna, Ashley, Camilla, Cara Maria, I mean, in finals,
it would be tough. She's got her work cut out for her.
I mean, she was able to hang out with Frank and Zach. That should say a lot, right?
Those are two fierce competitors.
Yeah.
Two of the best guy competitors we've had over the last 5 years.
In terms of the new age and yeah.
Didn't expect her here, and she could really. She's like a what is the term? Not like an underdog, but she's like a dark horse in the race.
Yeah, definitely a dark horse.
She definitely has a chance of doing something good, but we don't really know.
Like, subscribe, comment, tune in. We're gonna include the rest of the cast for sure, and cast that we've missed because right now we don't have the complete list. But this is. Off the cuff. This is shooting from the hip right now because Dave wants to record.
Hell
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
This is great. All right, so this is Battle of the Challengers podcast with Fitz and Cloud.
And David Lauer.